Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based here in the United Kingdom, right in the heart of the country in Warwickshire. And today's project is another one of my Ferrero Friday projects, and this is a variation on a box that I did for some other products, and it's been resized for Ferrero, and you can either seal the end or do as I've done here, which is just add a couple of holes and a bit of ribbon, and you'll see that this very easily holds 3 Ferrero sized, there is a third one, Ferrero chocolates. So that's our project for today. I'm using some great products that are available at the moment in the spring catalogue. The beautiful honeybee stamp set, which you can see here, has got these lovely flowers on, along with all these sentiments as well to say thank you. And I'm also using the Golden Honey Designer Series paper, DSP, which is available as a free item. So if you bought the bundle, you'd be able to choose this for free. And it's gorgeous, foiled on one side, black and white on the other. And this is just a little sample of each. It's all 12 by 12 sheets. And so one side has foiled accents, the other is just monochrome. So obviously you could add colour if you wanted to. The dies that go with the stamp set would also die cut these bees as well, and then you've got a fabulous honeycomb design. So really useful, and monochrome, you can always add a bit of colour to it. So some of the preparation for the stamping and die cutting, like I've done here, I've already done. So we're going to focus on the creation of the project itself. I'm working in Whisper White, so hopefully you should be able to see the scoring that I'm doing, and let's get cracking. Okay, so to start off with then, you're going to need a piece of cardstock, which is 20.5 by 15 centimetres. So if you wanted to get 2 of these, you could get 2 from a sheet of 12 by 12. But obviously with Whisper White, you've got plenty of scope to create a card base out of your other half of this paper. So cut on the long edge at 15 centimetres. And then just trim it to 20.5. I've worked it out in inches. I'll pop the inches on my blog for you, so you can pop along there to get those. You actually don't need to trim it if you're using UKA4 if you're working in inches. So on the long edge, which is what we're on now, we're going to do some scoring at 1.5, at 5, at 15, 15.5 actually, 15.5, not 15 at all, and at 19. Then turn it, and we're going to score on the short edge at 1 centimetre. So I've done that on the right hand side, flip it round, and then it's at 4.5, at 8, at 11.5. So that's our basic box construction done. We are going to need some layers though, so we're going to cut some card to create those layers. So we want some card. I've got a scrap here, and we want to first of all trim that down to 10 centimetres. And I've just put layers on 3 of the sides, as it'll be sitting on the desk. You won't see that bottom one, but obviously you could decorate it as you wanted to. Then we want 3 pieces of black that is 10 by 3 centimetres. And I'm just measuring that on the right hand side. And then we want some Designer Series paper, and I'm going to use some of this lovely gold foiled one. So I'm going to trim that to 9.5 centimetres. And then I'm going to cut again 3 pieces at this time 2.5. There we go. And pop that to one side. As you can see, you've got plenty of spare to do more, more than one with that. So lots of spare bits of card for you to carry on with. So once we've now we've done that, I'm just going to gently reinforce these score lines, and that just helps make it easier to see where we're scoring. It also helps the box form into shape more easily as well. And this little skinny score line is our tab, so that's one I do tend to crease. Okay, and once you've done that, I've obviously scored a bit heavily there, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do some scoring using a ruler. Now you can measure this if you want to, but you don't need to as such. So I'm going to it's roughly half. So if you are measuring, it's about 1.75, and you're going to do that on 2 of your ends. Sorry, I was just measuring that because it just suddenly looked, sorry, got distracted there. It looked as if it was a different size to the other end, but it isn't, it's fine. Slight moment there. So you do that on 2 ends here, and on the same 2 ends, the corresponding pieces at the other side. So again, it's alternate ones, it's not every single one, and it's about, say, 1.7, 1.8 centimetres, but broadly in the middle. So it doesn't have to be perfect for this, it's quite forgiving. Okay, now once you've done those, you do need your snips, and you're going to come in and just trim away the top section of where you've just scored. And the reason for that is it just takes away some of the bulk from when you're folding the box up. So you could leave it in place, so you'll see on the other project that uses this, but as the box gets a bit bigger, that bulk just stops it closing quite so neatly. Okay, so we end up with something that looks like this. So now we're going to put some tape on the edge of this almost to the end. So pop the tape on this section. It's just that very end skinny section that we don't put it on. And before we go any further, I'm actually going to put my card, I'm going to put my layers of card and DSP on. So if we pop that to the side, and let's get these done. Okay, so again, we're just going to put them on the side with the scores. So on both sides that have got the triangle scoring at the end, and on one side that doesn't, and that's going to be the top of our box. Okay. So pop those on, and then you can add your paper to the top. Like so. And it's so beautiful. That accent of gold just brings the paper to life. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. So now we've done that, we can go ahead and just fold and reinforce those triangles. There we go, like so. And we're actually going to bend them up. So when you put the box together, those triangles will fold in like so. But go with the score line first and fold them out, and it just makes them easier to then fold in on themselves afterwards, like so. Okay, so now we've done that, fold over our top section glue. There's our box, and then we're just going to add some tape or some glue onto the end here. And all you're going to do is push those sides in, line up the two ends and squeeze shut, and it just creates that pretty indentation. And then the other end, you're going to hold them together and then just come in with a hole punch. And I usually use one of the sides to line it up, so I know I'm coming in roughly the same on both, just like so. That's then perfect for us to pop our Ferrero in, like so, and then pop a little bit of ribbon through there to tie it up. So I'm just going to use a bit of narrow ribbon here. I'm not being precise about measuring, just giving myself a few centimetres to work with. And I'm coming in from the top, or at least I'm trying to. I said if you want to, you could glue the ends shut. I just think that if you glue the ends shut, it means that someone's got to tear it to open it, and you know, it makes it, if you want to repurpose boxes, I often repurpose packaging. And when somebody's gone to the trouble of making something nice, hopefully then they often feel, you know, they don't want to destroy it either. So just put a knot or a bow in the end there, whichever is your preference. I'm going to attempt to do a bow on video, not always easy. Left it a bit short. Here we go. Yep. Just snip off those just to even the ends up. And then we're ready just to do our last little bit of stamping. So for that, a scrap of Whisper White, a scrap of black. I'm going to come in with my Memento black ink with my thank you. Punch that out with the 1-inch circle punch. And then I've got the 1 1/8 scalloped punch here. And those just layer very simply. That. And what I've done is I've actually come in and stamped and punched some of the flowers in advance. Stamped and die cut even. You can see here, and you could always add a little bit of colour if you wanted to. So if you wanted to add a bit of an accent, what colour have I got? I've got a bit of pink here, so you could very quickly accent that with some of your blends or some of your markers. And that would be a great way to tie it in if you were coordinating with a theme for a particular party. And I was a bit hasty putting my glue on there. So where are we? So I put a bit of glue around the outside edge, add 1 flower, add my second flower behind. There we go. And then that will pop straight onto the top there to create our project. So there we go. As you can see, the pop of pink just really lifts that up, and you end up with a really pretty effect. I hope you go ahead and make one of these. This is my triple Ferrero triangle ended box. So thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. And if you'd like to purchase the gorgeous honeybee products that you've seen here, this lovely stamp set and dies, or any of the other products you've seen, pop along to my blog at Flutter by Heidi and follow the links to the products. Alternatively, you can go to my shop, heidismith.stampinup.net, and you'll find all the details there. Thanks for watching. Bye now.